Hey everyone, it's Everything Cards, and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to do a quick tutorial and tips on the Erdnase color change. The Erdnase color change is interesting in that it's probably the easiest change out there, but also if I were to pick any color change to do for the rest of my life, I would definitely pick this one. So I'm assuming most of you know how to do the change already, but for those of you who don't, I'll give a quick demonstration and quick explanation. So it starts off with a double lift, which is 2 cards, and what you're going to be doing is changing this card into that card. The motion and the technique is pretty easy. All you're going to do is push forward this card with your hand blocking this view from the spectators, and with the back of your palm, like right here, you're going to push down that card and pull it out so that it's right here. And then just to close, you're going to push back that card and do that. It's really simple. I hardly have anything to say about it, and I'm assuming most of you know, but there are tons of detailed explanations if this wasn't enough help for you. But again, you just push forward, pull back, and replace. Okay? It's really simple. But the main reason for this video is tips on the Erdnase color change. The Erdnase change is also very interesting in that it can be performed so well and look so good, and it can also be performed very, very poorly and look like total crap. So when performing the Erdnase change, there are 3 main things that I like to keep in mind, and that's the cards that I'm changing, the motion that I use when changing them, and the amount of the second card that is flush. Okay? So let's go over what cards you're changing. This is a pretty important step. What I keep in mind is the Erdnase change looks best when you change a number card into a face card, vice versa, or a red card into a black card, vice versa. So if I took the 8 of spades and I changed it like with its soulmate, the 8 of clubs, this change would look like this. It would not look very impressive because it's not visual at all. You don't see any shapes changing except for obviously the pips, but you don't see any like markings change or any colors change. It's really important that you find either completely different number cards to change, or the color of the cards, or face card into a number card, vice versa. It looks a lot better if I took, let's say, the 6 of diamonds and changed it into the king of spades. This is like the ideal switch. You have a number card into a face card and a red card into a black card. Okay, that's just something to keep in mind when you can control what cards you're changing. So the second tip that I try to keep in mind is the motion that I use when I change the cards. What you really want to avoid is doing your Erdnase change like this. That just looks really forced and a little boring. I try to add a little more motion and a little like more time into it, like that. You can pull out the card and sort of rest it on the side and just take your time. Like, you can do a little rub. Just the more motion that you add, it's just gonna look a lot more pleasing to the spectator, and they're gonna respect the move a lot more. They're gonna be kind of bored if you just kind of push it forward. So, you know, move it to the side, do a little wave, just whatever you can to increase the motion and the timing. Okay, the third thing that I keep in mind is the amount of second card that is visible to the eye. And what I mean by that is the Erdnase change does not look very good when you do this. That looks really forced and just not like, it doesn't look natural to the spectator. It looks a lot better when you push it forward maybe only this much. And the less that you push it forward, the more difficult it becomes, but the better it looks. So here I can still pull it out just fine. So you can actually push it forward a little amount and it will still work. Like even this is a little small, but I can still pull it out with practice. And it just looks a lot better to the spectator. And you can even hide moving it forward at all. Like to the spectator, if you put your hand here and move it forward, they won't even really notice that you move it forward. And then just mask putting it back too. Just sort of like pull it back as you push the card in, and it'll mask that. And here, with the card flush with the deck, it looks impossible to the spectator that you can just change the card like that. So that's definitely one of the most important things to keep in mind, is how big the space is. Okay? So those are just 3 things that I love to keep in mind when I do my change. And if you follow these steps and practice, it'll really help you make your change look so good and make the spectators love the trick. Just practice in front of a mirror a lot of times, and even on camera too, that really helps. And your change will look really nice. Okay, I hope this helped, guys. I'll see you next time.